But let's go ahead and get into the third video.
Update number 2. I'm going to clarify some things and then answer the most asked questions. Do I intend to stay with my wife? No, I've already decided on divorce. Way to go, Dad. Why do I refer to my wife's son as our son and my daughter as my daughter? My daughter doesn't call my wife mom, she calls her by her name, which makes sense because her mom is still very involved in her life. Naturally, I'd refer to my daughter as my daughter. As for my ex's son, I've known him since he was 7 and he didn't have any father figure in his life. He calls me dad. I treat him like my own. I thought it would be easier to understand throughout the story. Why won't my daughter just cook her own food? Well, if you read the story thoroughly, y'all would see where I said that my wife admitted to not buying most of my daughter's grocery list. This, of course, limits the food my daughter can cook and eat herself. She believes that it's a waste of money and should be used on snacks her son prefers and extra food. You asked, how bad is my daughter's relationship with her bio mom? My daughter and her bio mom's relationship is very good. She's never been neglectful towards her from what I know of. She lived with her bio mom from ages 12 to 15. I think she's keen on staying with me to try a different arrangement and get a break from her bio mom, as I know she can be a little crazy, and I mean that in a good way. Why doesn't my daughter eat the food my wife makes instead of throwing a fit? It's not as simple as just eating the food. She gets physically ill. Seriously, we try every now and then to expand her palate, no luck, and she will literally gag and vomit the food. Am I going to let her pay for her own groceries? Absolutely not. A child shouldn't have to worry about making sure they can eat no matter what age they are. That's the parent job. How is my wife only going grocery shopping once for a whole month? On the first of every month, my wife goes grocery shopping with our budget being 1K to 1.5K. My work schedule 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Off on weekends and holidays. Why am I letting my daughter leave instead of my wife? My daughter has a choice to stay with me or her mother. She's choosing to stay with me. My wife will be the one leaving once the divorce is finalized. Have I told my wife or the kids that I've decided on divorce? No, not tonight. I will be having a sit down with both of my kids separately and one with everyone together. I do teach my daughter how to manage her money. My daughter is a junior, so she is usually busy with a lot. She also plays soccer, volleyball, and is on the student council at her school. She shouldn't have to worry about having a meal to eat when she gets home. Not saying she is too young to go grocery shopping herself, but you get the point. My daughter isn't upset with my wife. She sympathizes with her because she knows it's difficult to accommodate someone with her taste palette. She's still insisting that I give my wife another chance, which is heartbreaking because my wife openly admitted to putting her own son's needs before my daughter's, which I'm not mad at. Protect yours, right? But I still don't play favorites with her son and my daughter. If our roles were reversed, I'd bend over backwards to accommodate him. People are also confused about how I didn't notice before. My wife always told me that she made a separate meal for my daughter, which I believed. I mean, I had no reason not to. And my daughter is a huge people pleaser, so of course she didn't say anything, probably because she was scared to drive a bridge between me and my wife. People are saying that my wife's neglect towards our daughter is far more serious, so I'm going to put my daughter in therapy because I know she won't just come out and say what other issues her and my wife have been having. My daughter isn't literally going hungry, she has a job. She still shouldn't be spending money on takeout every night. Me not forcing her to eat what she can't keep down isn't me spoiling her, and for the people saying that she should just suck it up, need to seek help. I feel extremely guilty as a parent for not seeing my daughter was being neglected sooner, and I hope my relationship with her can be fixed. I'm also going to look into all the conditions y'all are saying my daughter might have. Feel free to ask in the comments if you're still confused.
Okay. So that covers a litany of questions. I'm just rocking back and forth because, again, I've listened to this for so many times that I'm sick and tired of people in Reddit who just read the original damn. It's not that, Anna. Read. You're asking questions that's already been answered. Read.
Right. Yep.
But you acting like this is a brilliant question. Let me ask it for the 19th time. Let me go through the comments real quick. Mother Heart, I was super preemie and have always had a hard time with food. Then my daughter had a lot of the same issues, and her issues grew 1,000% after the tick bites. This is not the kid's fault. Mickey, I had a friend with a daughter who constantly pulled the same thing. Her taste may be exploring her taste may be exploring how to twist daddy around her little finger. She insists that she's not a vegan. Mickey, that would literally make sense if for the fact that she only thing that she's asking her daddy is to eat. The child has a job. She's literally going out of her way to make sure that they stay together, even if she's not being well taken care of. So I'm not getting the twisted around her finger. She honestly is not getting anything out of this.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally saying, okay, even if I'm not getting the food that I want, I'm going to pretend that I am getting the food that I want. I'm going to pay for the food that I want. And daddy, can you work this out so it won't be that big of a deal? So she's not getting anything out of this.
It makes her sick to eat these things.
And I'm gonna say this, and this is what, and Mickey, I'm not jumping on you when I say this, but I'm speaking to all adults. All adults is amazing to me that y'all have the ability to tell kids to go suck it up and eat what's on your plate. Meanwhile, at the same time, you do realize there are foods that you will refuse to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And the foods that you refuse to eat, you what? Don't eat.
Yeah.
You don't even buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have that ability now. But when it comes to your child or kids, suck it up. Okay, why you don't take the same example then? No, because you have the ability to not. I can't stand onions. Couldn't stand it. I just can't stand it. I grew up and I still can't stand it. What was the difference? I'm a grown man. I don't even have to eat it no more. Now, here comes the part about when I tell you that my mother is now just being somebody who's trying to get into heaven. When I was young, she put onions in dishes that, asked for onions in it. And yes, I did have to suck it up and eat it. Now I'm a grown man. She makes those same dishes. Guess who gets a separate dish with no onions in it?
Good.
So it's like, well, you could do that when I was a kid. Never mind. Never mind. So that's why I'm saying it's like you have the ability to not eat something that you don't like, regardless. At the same time, you turn around and try to tell kids, but hey, this is what you need to eat or nothing at all.
You ain't going hungry.
It's like, come on, y'all. Let's just be real here.